What are you waiting for? Is it someone to show you how?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
We've enjoyed for over 30 years, not only helping you buy and sell real estate, also helping you build your faith, your fun, your finances, really helping build your life, your business, and your home.
So get out of your theological armchair and into action.
Woo.
Author unknown.
That's powerful.
It really is. And so it's knowing how only shows up when you start to take action.
Yeah. You know, the first time I heard it, someone said to me, "How is none of your business?" And I went, "What?"
I've had that too. That's like a harsh thing when somebody says it for the first time.
You know what someone told me?
What?
That God can't steer you unless you're in action. Just like you can't steer a car unless it's moving, and you can't steer a canoe unless you're moving through the water.
So when they said that the how was none of my business, because I was waiting for someone to tell me how. I was waiting to figure out how.
Right, and show you how and be part of the solution.
I didn't know where to move
until
I actually figured out how. And what they said to me was the how will be revealed in your first action. And your first action will inform your next action. And I was like, oh.
So take a step.
Take a
life step.
In applied faith. So apply your faith, step into the unknown, trust that what you need will be revealed in that step.
So similar to, I'm going back to car stories. I love car stories. So if I'm driving over a hill and there's a sign that says there's a curve, I'm going to have the faith that they've given me enough. Like it doesn't say I have to slow down. So they're giving me enough that when I come over, I'm not going to be going too fast to not make the turn. And that the turn's going to be far enough away that I can turn the steering wheel in time, right? So that's faith.
And isn't the applied faith also the multiple action steps? So we talked about getting into action, which was previously. We talked about you've got to have jumper cables. You've got to get moving. You can't just have a parked car. And then it's consistent, repeated action that shows the evidence of your application.
Absolutely. So think of a body of water, and we have a desire to get to the other side. However, unfortunately, there's this big body of water.
Then I need an amphibious car.
Or a bridge over the water.
That'd make a good song.
Applied faith, right, is the bridge over the water. And it's every time you apply your faith, so you apply your knowledge, your intuition, you try different things, it takes you a step further. And each time you apply your faith, you are building the bridge, you're filling the gap. And that's really what we're looking at, is my faith is the thing that fills the gap between where I am and where I want to be. But I have to apply it in order for the bridge to be available.
Cool. I heard a story once where there was a little church, and it was in a town where for months it hadn't rained.
Wow.
And
drought.
A drought.
Big
Is that
drought.
what they call that?
I think they call it a drought, where the land is parched, the fields are yellow, it's ugly, like over our septic field.
Yes.
Bone dry.
Bone dry. So this preacher came into town. I don't know what you call him. What do you call him? Not an evangelical preacher, but a preacher
traveling.
Like that could bring healing or bring answers to prayers. You know, that was his kind of thing. And so the church organized a big prayer meeting to pray for rain. And when he came in, he was the last one to enter. And what he said was, we might not have much success tonight. And people thought, well, why not?
Like,
why
don't you have faith?
You're
what
supposed
is
to
wrong?
bring,
You're here for that.
And he said, well, I looked in the foyer, And there was only one umbrella. So there's only one person here that has the faith that as we pray, it's going to start raining. And we
That's
need
beautiful.
everyone to have faith that we're praying for rain and it's going to happen.
Right.
So go home and get your umbrellas, people.
So applied faith was the bringing of the umbrella, the action with expectation that what you wish for, desire, is actually going to happen.
Going to happen. Mm-hmm.
Right? So think of it. Have you ever heard the saying where they say that whatever you desire is already yours?
Absolutely.
We hear that all the time.
All the time, right? You just haven't seen it yet. I mean, isn't that kind of the definition of faith? It's belief in that what you haven't seen yet, in fact, will come to be. But it's already there.
Absolutely.
You just haven't physically seen it yet.
So how I've come to hold it is that when God downloads an idea for me, that I don't need to go check it out in the natural. I don't need to go ask people. I need to trust that intuitive place in me that it is for me. And I two things happen. Is if it scares me, I'm definitely supposed to do it. And I remind myself that if he gave it to me, he believes that within me is all I need. And the journey is what will reveal what he knows is in me. So think of it as God knows how brilliant, talented, magnificent we are. And he puts us on these journeys so that we see what he sees. But we are required to have faith for that to be revealed.
And one of the stories that comes to my mind as you're talking about is wholehearted eternal love is a phrase that God downloaded to me. I mean, it's in the Bible, it's all over the place. And yet when he downloaded it, sitting in our tranquility room and in the tranquility chair, prayer chair, was you're going to, like, here's a picture of a pendant. Yeah. I sketched it, I drew it. And as I drew it, I went, well, I don't doodle, I don't sketch, like, I don't get this. And I knew in my spirit, he was saying to me, that's a pendant that you're going to make and you're going to wear. And I had faith for that because I was going to wear it and it's just going to be mine. And it was our little personal journey. And it was the accumulation of months and months of this journey, well, years of a journey with him. And then I turned it and showed it to Ken. And this is where my faith faltered because he looked at it and he said, that's a pendant. I didn't tell him it was a pendant. Yeah. And we're going to be selling those pendants. And no, those, it already exists. There's nothing unique about this. And he goes, well, I don't know. So again, where there was faith, and then we had to, then I did do research because I still didn't have
you went
the
into
faith.
action.
I went into action and started doing research and started reaching out. Now it's patented. Now it's on the market. Now it's available all over the world. Well, without taking some applied action first and then applied faith, it would still just be a drawing in my journal.
That's the piece. And oftentimes it's those things that are bigger than us.
That felt so much bigger than me, right?
Those things that take us into territories that we haven't been. Because to apply my faith in the things I already know, that's when we're like, I'm a woman of faith. I'm a man of faith. However, when you download this idea that you're just like, return to sender, that must be the wrong address. That can't be me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's another great quote
from the Bible.
From the Bible, yeah. Now, faith is the confidence in what we hope for and the assurance about what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1.
And we're grateful and honored to be on this journey with you as your advocate and guide.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.